Welcome back to the channel to get the business handle. Y'all already know I'm the host with the most. I go by the name of Mr. Authentic, aka Timbo Pain. We got a good one today, y'all. Today we're talking about being authentic in a world where we get incentivized for being fake. And the name of this show today is the 33 Principles of Being Authentic. And it just comes from a lot of my observations over the years. Some notes I took over the years. Some thoughts that I done had on this particular subject over the years, right? You might want to know why I teach authenticity. I teach authenticity because I am an authenticist. Yeah, I made that up. Yeah, I did. But still, follow me. I teach authenticity because most people, they ain't living as who they are. They living as somebody they think that they supposed to be. Huh? Now they not being who they really are. They being a carbon copy of a lot of more people, a carbon copy of the trends, a carbon copy of their environment, a carbon copy of the culture. You got to understand that if you think back to the time that we were kids, the world started putting labels on us, started putting ideas in our mind. People started to tell us how to act, how to dress, what to think, what success looked like, and even how we should feel about certain things. And little bit by little bit, a lot of us started performing a role instead of living a life. Huh? We became the versions of ourselves that seek approval. And, in this digital world where social media rules everything, we seeking likes. We seeking hearts on social media. We seeking acceptance. But if you be real about it, deep down, some feel off. Some feel kind of off if we be real about it. And that feeling, that's your real self trying to get your attention. Huh? Just like when Cain killed Abel. Huh? Abel was Cain's twin brother, and he killed Abel. And the Bible say that the blood of Abel cried out from the grave. When we kill our authentic self, that part of ourselves from when we were kids, before society stripped away our innocence, our authentic selves, it screams out from the grave. It want to live. It don't want to live behind the mask that we wear every day. No, it don't want to. It want people to see who you really are. You've been hiding who you really are for a long time. Huh? Because you felt like who you really are ain't good enough. Because most of us are just performing a role. So whenever you stop performing a role, you're going to look weird. But I want to let you know something. You're not weird. You authentic. You're not weird. You are peculiar. How about that? Huh? Authenticity. That's what I'm teaching. And now I'm not a teacher. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a guru. I'm not none of that. But I definitely want to teach authenticity because it really matters. Because when you ain't being yourself, life starts to feel heavy. If you be real, life starts to feel heavy. Huh? You might got money. You might got attention. You might got status. But if it ain't connected to your real identity, it ain't gonna never feel completely right. Because your true identity, your authentic identity, that's what matters in this world. That's what anchors you to this world and to the spiritual dimension. I done seen too many people chasing life, a life that don't even belong to them. They follow trends. They copy other people's paths. They build identities based on outside pressure. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute the South Bank TV. Salute, bro. Salute. Good morning, brother. Yeah, we talking about authenticity this morning. Being your authentic self. Huh? I know everybody talking about trending topics right now. They talking about celebrities but now we want to talk about authenticity. We got to wake up. We got to wake up and realize that we've been living somebody else's script. I know all of us think that, if I ask you right now, who are you? If I ask you, who are you? You're going to give me some superficial answers. You're not going to be able to give me 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to give me nothing tangible. You're going to give me some answers that only going to touch the surface of who you really are. And that's why I want to start teaching these lessons, because we got to understand who we are if we're going to be our most awesomest self. And I don't even know whether awesomest is a word, but you know what I'm talking about. But that's why I teach authenticity. That's why I'm Mr. Authentic. Because when a person understands who they really are, everything changes. And that's why I'm trying to find out who I really am. And in order to find out who you really are, you got to study yourself so you can learn yourself. And you got to learn yourself so you can know yourself. And you got to know yourself so you can be yourself. And when you be yourself, you being authentic. And whenever you being authentic, you can be awesome. But when you being somebody else, you can't be awesome. That's impossible. Huh? You can be good. You can be okay. But you can't be awesome being somebody else. And I want the next generation to know that you can be awesome. And you're not going to be awesome following in somebody else's footsteps. Now, ain't nothing wrong with learning from other people. Ain't nothing at all wrong with learning from other people. But you got to carve your own path in this world. Yeah, you got to be fearless. You got to be unafraid to show people who you really are in this world. While most of us faking, you got to have the courage, the heart, the wherewithal to show people who you really are. That's why I teach authenticity. When you understand who you really are, that's a game changer. Your decisions going to become clearer. Your confidence going to become stronger. The relationships that you in going to become more honest. And your life going to begin to move in a direction that actually fits you. A lot of us know that the life we've been living don't fit us. Like wearing shoes too small or wearing shoes too big. When you your authentic self, you wear a size 9. Guess what? You wearing a size 9. And life feel more comfortable to you because you're not putting on the show. You're not putting on the act. You're not performing for the camera. You're not performing for people's eyes. And that makes a big difference. Authenticity, it ain't about being perfect. A lot of people think it's about being perfect. But it's not about being perfect at all. It's about being real. It's about being real. It's about understanding how you became the person that you are. And if you're going to understand how you became the person that you are, you're going to have to study your life. You're going to have to study your past. You're going to have to study your pain. You're going to have to study your disappointment, your loss. You're going to have to study your wins. You're going to have to find out what really makes sense to you in this life. Because you've been living a life just like I have, according to what other people want. Huh? Oh, hey, and salute. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Okay, South Bank. Okay, Tina. What's up, Tina? My bad, Tina. I keep saying I see South Bank. See your name one South Bank TV at first, but salute to the lovely Miss Tina. Yeah, I remember you. But you know what? My eyes kind of bad too, cause so I promise you, I can't even see your icon. If I could, I need to put my glasses on. Huh? Yeah, salute to the lovely Miss Tina. But yeah, authenticity, it ain't about being perfect. It's about being real. Huh? And once you understand your patterns, you understand your experiences, huh? Then you start to understand your true values. Then you're gonna gain something very powerful. And what you're gonna gain is the ability to live on purpose instead of by accident. I'll be the first one to admit I've been living by accident. And I don't appreciate that. I'm about to be 50 soon. I don't appreciate the fact that I've been living by accident. I want to live, I want to live on purpose. But before I can actually live on purpose, I got to understand, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? The only way I can understand what is my purpose, once again, okay, I can read the Bible, I can read the Quran, I can read this self-help book and that self-help book, but the way that I'm gonna actually find my purpose is to study myself. Just like I said, you study yourself so you can learn yourself. You learn yourself so you can know yourself. You know yourself so you can be yourself. And when you be yourself, you can be authentic. And when you be authentic, you're gonna be awesome. And whatever that field is, God placed you on this earth to cultivate. You're gonna be awesome in that field. That's the mission behind what I'm trying to teach. So if this reach your ears, I hope that it's edifying to your ears. You know, a lot of this bullshit on the internet is built to tear down. Nah. This right here, what I'm teaching, these lessons that I'm teaching, they for the edification of your ears. They for the edification of your being. And we can do this together. We can grow into this together. Cause just like you got hoodwinked and bamboozled into living a life that was forced on you by your environment, the same thing happened to me. The very same thing happened to me. I want people to stop performing and start living. Huh? I want us to understand our story. I want us to reclaim our identity. Huh? That way we can build a life that actually belongs to us. Because the life you living 9 times out of 10, that life don't really belong to you. You performing a role. And you know that. There's a lot of things that you know you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing. Because I know it goes for me. It's a lot of things that I know I shouldn't be doing that I'm doing. So that's not my authentic self. I'm not living into my authenticity. I can't be. Huh? I can't be. Yeah, understand your story. Reclaim your identity. Reclaim your identity. Build the life that you wanted when you was 9 years old. Because the life you living right now, that ain't the life that you wanted when you was 9 years old. Before the world put its dirty hands on your clean soul and dirtied your soul up. Hmm? What type of mind you had then? What type of heart you had then? You're not the person you supposed to be. You know that. Huh? I woke up one morning and I looked in the mirror and I said, who did nigga him? Who did nigga him? I ain't even know who the nigga was. I had been living with this nigga my whole life. Who is this nigga? When did this nigga become this nigga? Why did this nigga become this nigga? I got work to do. I realized right then that, yeah, I got work to do. I got a lot of work to do. Point blank. Ain't no way around it. I got work to do. We're gonna take us a little break. And when we come back after the break, I'm gonna be joined by the lovely Miss Crystal Diamonds. Y'all stay tuned.
The original authentic.
Whoa. I'm raw. I'm feeling no shit. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. Putting up work, need a hard hat. I'm a beast. Putting up work, need a hard hat. I'm a beast. 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 I'm a building up work, need a hard hat. I'm a ain't got time for the chit chat. I'm a building up work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Building up work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Putting up work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Putting up work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Putting up work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. I'm a building up. I'm a beast. 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 I'm a beast.
Authentic.
I'm a beast. 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 Enough work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Enough work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Enough work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the chit chat. Enough work, need a hard hat. I ain't got time for the beast. I'm a 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 beast.
Authentic forever.
Salute. Calling out to the level of Miss Crystal. You there?
Yes, I'm
The
here.
level. Okay, so you heard my introduction. I want to ask you something. Um,
Okay.
do you think that you have been living up to your authentic self? I'm talking about when you think back to when you just say when you was 9 years old and the vision you had for your life, the vision you had then. Do you think you living up to that right now? Or you think that you could it's some work that you could do?
No, yeah, I listened to your introduction and I enjoyed it a lot. However, no, I'm not because when I was younger, I had my own views of
Right.
life and what I wanted life to be like. And as I got older, I started to take on the views of everybody that was around me. Um,
Right.
and so I can find myself now looking back and weighing out every decision that I made in life and my decision versus what I wanted to do versus what everybody else wanted me to do. And so I found that I lean more to trying to make people happy instead of trying to make Crystal happy. So
Right.
along the way, I lost that girl. I lost my identity. I didn't know who I was. And one day I was just looking in the mirror and I was like, it's hard for us to look in the mirror. Not saying for as an outer standard.
Right.
I mean to the heart and soul. It's hard to just
Right.
stare there and look at the heart and soul because it's gonna give us some brutal truth.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I'm looking there and I'm like, who is this person? You know, the same thing you was just saying. Who is this person? Finally, did I realizing that I didn't even know who I was. And so as I started talking to God and I started realizing that this journey that I've been traveling, I've took on the views of everybody else. I've took on
Yep.
the decisions that everybody else wanted me to do. So that's how I got lost in my identity. But now, as I get older and start to look for my own identity of who I am, life is much more happier because I realize now it's about what makes me happy and not what makes everybody else happy. Because when you trying to live up to everybody's expectations, you'll never win. You'll
Right.
never win because people have such high expectations for you as how you supposed to do it or how it's supposed to be done. And most of the time, they're lost as well. So when I learned to follow God and put my trust in Him, I started to find this girl Crystal and who she really is. What's
Right.
her journey and what she really supposed to be doing. And now it's a happier life. It's a happier life knowing direction that I'm going and making myself happy and not trying to make everybody else happy. And when we find out, you know, that we've been following in somebody else's footsteps, sharing their views, living to their expectations all our life, and you don't even know yourself, it's a awful feeling. You're like, I done wasted all this time. But it's never
Right.
too late. It's never too late. You know, it's never too late for change. And that's what I'm doing in my life now. It's a spiritual journey. And it's time for change. And it's time to make me happy. It's time to go for the goals and go back to where when I was the one making the decisions for myself. And that who grows me into the person that I'm becoming today, myself, my true self. Not what
Right.
everybody else want me to do, but my true self of who I really am. Kind of like this
Because
person.
you exactly. Because you know what? The more we live, the more data we have, so the more we can look back and we can say, um, okay, I learned this from this person or from this environment or whatever. But this right here, particular behavior might be detrimental to me. You see what I'm saying? And if it
Yeah.
is detrimental to me, guess what? That's something that I understand that I need to stop doing it because I got data from my life that every time I do this, it don't end well. I also got good data where okay, when I do this, when I behave in this way, it I get a good result. So we get a chance to build a data system that can help us know okay, well, if this ain't working for you, you don't need to be going in that direction. A lot of time, uh, what you say, insanity is us doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different
Yes,
result.
definitely.
Okay, that's what we do. I know I done did it my whole life. I'm talking about doing the same shit over and over again, but I'm expecting something different. So the
Yeah.
older I get, the more wisdom I get, the more understanding I get. I've been having the knowledge a long time, but the wisdom and understanding, that's what I'm gaining. And the more wisdom and the more understanding I gain, I understand that, I can't be that person no more. I gotta destroy that person. It's sort of like a death, burial, and a resurrection. It's sort of like being
Definitely.
born again. Right. It's sort of like being born again. Um, so
Yeah.
that old person, he gotta pass away in order for this new person to become who they, whoever you should be. Because when I think back to when I was 9, I wouldn't have had this particular vision for myself. You see what I'm saying? So I got off the road that I was on. I got off that road, and the way I got off that road was simply because following the culture, following my environment, following my big homies,
Yeah.
and it led me to
Yeah.
it led me to a dead end. Go
We
ahead.
always had people in our life that we respect and we try to follow in their footsteps. But one day you realize, I got to do what's best for me, and I got to find my own way. And there was a point in time in my life where I realized that I wasn't happy with where I was going, but I was continuing to get up and doing everything the same way, the same pattern every day. And I was
Right.
expecting different results. And I'm like, how, okay, now, well, how is anything going to change? And I'm getting up and I'm doing everything the same exact way. So if you're doing everything same pattern, same way, you're going to get the same results. So there's comes a time in our life where we have to realize that we're going to have to make a change in different areas if we can change. You want to change, you have to make a change. So that's what I realized, that I can't, there's some things that I was going to have to change, and some patterns that I was going to have to change, some people that I was going to have to let go in order to get where God
Right.
was trying to get me to go on this journey. Everybody can't go, can't take everybody with you. So
Right.
you have to allow Him to condition some things in your life, adjust some things in your life. The thing about it, we the CEO. We can hire, we can fire, we can put people in their proper perspectives. So
Exactly.
when God is trying to do that, we need to allow it and let Him do it, and be okay with it. And it don't mean that you have to be mean or anything like that. But sometimes it's gonna be lonely on this journey. You have to walk alone sometimes. And
Yeah.
God has to get us sometime by ourselves in order to get us to see where He's trying to get us to go. Because sometimes we can have the wrong people in our ear. And sometimes it's not that they're purposely trying to sabotage. They may be literally wanting the best for you, but their ways are not of God's ways. So we have to listen to God when we're trying to make a big change in our life. We have to make sure that it's
Right.
somebody that we can trust to lead and guide us in certain situations.
Yeah. I got something I want to do. I want to these 33 principles. I want to speak on them.
Okay,
And,
go ahead.
and no. I want you to speak on them too. We both of us gonna give our insight on each principle. Um,
Okay, I'm ready.
and like I say, this just came from some notes I had and some thoughts I had and some ideas I had. How can we bring about authenticity? Uh, at the same time, we got to understand what authenticity is. So this right here gonna be a series. This gonna be a series which is gonna eventually produce my book. But the first point is this right here. Authenticity is alignment with your true essence. It means living in harmony with the deeper identity within you, not the version that society expects. It's alignment with your true essence. And I haven't been aligned with my true essence for a long time. Maybe I started becoming misaligned with my own true essence. Maybe at 11, maybe 12, maybe 10, I don't know. But I started steering away from my true essence. I started um the harmony. You know, when we were kids, the harmony that was there, the innocence that was there, the fun that was there. We started losing it as life started life and society started expecting certain things from us, and people that meant something in our lives started demanding certain things from us. Um, that's what take away our authenticity. And what about your alignment? Do you feel like you aligned with your purpose, the purpose that God gave you? I lost my alignment, like I said, years ago, and uh I'm trying to regain it. I'm trying to go back and get it and reclaim it, because that's mine. That's my birthright. That's the blueprint that God placed inside of me when I was in my mother's womb. So do you feel like you are aligned now, or do no, let me ask you this. At around what age do you feel like you lost your alignment with your true essence, with God's purpose for your life?
I'm gonna say mine's probably was around the early teen years. Um,
Okay.
because that's when you really start to look into yourself, as you have curiosity about a lot of things in your teen
Right.
years. And so a lot of things start to change, and you start to you're in high school, and you start to be around your people, friends, and peer pressure is there as well. And even though you want to do the right thing, everybody else may be doing the wrong thing, or not
Right.
necessarily the wrong thing, but something that you're not necessarily wanting to do. So as a teen, I think is when I really started to see myself losing my identity, I'll say, um, to, um, I guess, kind of please the people that were around me. And so as time went on, um, it's easy to just forget who you really are, because now you're taking up on the views and opinions of people that are around you all the time. But we have to realize that it doesn't matter how we stir or how we get off track. As long as you got breath in your body, you can get back on track with God. So
Fact.
this journey is a roller coaster ride. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. But the thing about it is, never quit fighting. We can't never quit fighting. We got to keep
Right.
fighting, because God, He's always there. We leave Him, He don't leave us. And no matter how nasty life looks sometimes, um, it ain't never too late to get back on the right track. And that's what I realized. I was like, wait a minute. Because I realized some of the things that were going on was not me, was not the
Right.
person that, my life was going in the direction that I chose for it to go. Like, it wasn't going like that vision I seen when I was like in my teen years. I want
Right.
to do this, and I'm like, my life is not going like that. So then that's when I decided to, okay, take a backtrack and look over my life. And I realized, okay, because I've been living my life through someone else. So of course that's why it don't look like it should to me, because it's not my
Right.
vision, my dreams. It's somebody else's. But it's never too late.
I like how you put that. And I want to add that why as we try to reclaim our authentic selves, uh we got to understand that our authentic self, it already exists. You know, a lot of times
Mhm.
we feel like we gotta create this authentic self. Now it already exists. You know, you don't have to create it. All we got to do is uncover it by
Yes,
removing the false identities. See, that's what we did. We
exactly.
picked up a lot of false identities on the way. So now what we have to do is we have to remove the false identities, the things that are not true to us. And if we really study ourselves and study our past because, like I like to say, we are all living epistles. We are all walking libraries. We walking books. We read other books, and ain't nothing wrong with that because you can gain knowledge from other people's ideals. You can gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the scripture. But we got to understand that we are scripture. We scripture. The
Exactly.
life we lead, the life we live is scripture. The life we live, a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
we think that it don't mean nothing, but our lives, they meaningful. They meaningful. When God created us, he had meaning in his mind for us. He had
Mm-hmm.
meaning for us. He had purpose for us when he placed us on this earth. And our lives can tell us about that purpose, lead us in the direction of what we should go if we just open our eyes and study it. It's just like studying in school for a test. Study your past, study your hurts, study your failures, study your wins. And from that information, you can get a better understanding of what you're supposed to be doing. Because if you constantly running into a dead end going down that particular road, guess what? You might need to try another road. A lot of time we have our preferences. Uh, Even like with men and women, a man might like a baddie. Okay, I like a baddie. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you running into a dead end chasing a baddie all the time, you might need to try something else. Whatever it is you trying that's not working. It's not working because it's not meant for you. And not saying that just because it's hard, because guess what? Some things gonna be hard. That don't mean you give up on that. I'm talking about running into dead ends every time you try something. That mean if you probably need to try another route. Truth. When we talking about authenticity, we talking about truth. We talking about truth. In a world that love lies. You hear me? We
Definitely.
talking about truth in a world that love lies.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Be, being your true self in a world where most of us acting out a role, you gonna look like the weirdo. You hear me? You
Mm-hmm.
gonna look like, you gonna look like the weirdo. It ain't gonna be the fact that you peculiar, because that's what it really is. When you living in your true purpose, when you living in your true essence, what you doing is you transmitting truth throughout, your environment. And when you doing that, it get hard because like I said, most people wearing the mask. Most people wearing the mask. And then if you come around and you not wearing the mask, you gonna look like an alien. That's real talk.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's
look like an
true.
alien.
But it's time for the mask to come off. I'm talking about for me. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking personally. For me,
Right,
it's
right,
time for
right.
the mask to come off because you can only live this life for so long, and
True.
you're not getting anywhere. It's uncomfortable because you're never gonna be complete. You're never gonna feel complete. You're gonna be chasing something. It's like you're chasing something all the time when you're not really living your authentic self. It's like because you're supposed to be somebody else, but
Right.
because you went along to get along for so long, you're not really sure what God is trying to do in your life. So that's why sometimes I said, the fasting, the praying, all of that is good. So you can just relate to God on a personal basis and
Right.
ask Him to put you on the right road. Because, I mean, we've all done it. We've all lived this lie to what the social media or people around us want us to be. And sometimes we don't even
Exactly.
know it and we become somebody that we don't even know ourselves. I'm speaking for, personal experience. And I didn't
Yeah,
know
me
this
too.
person called Crystal. I just knew my name, date of birth. I could tell you my name, date of birth. That's how I describe myself. Name, date of birth, That's how I
Right.
describe myself. But then I realized, no, who are you? What's to your soul, your mind? And
Exactly.
I realized I'm like, maybe I need to really get to know Crystal for who she really is. And so one day I was just looking in the mirror. And it's hard to look in the mirror. I'm not talking about outer appearance. God made us all beautiful in our own way. But I mean the
Right,
soul.
right, right.
And so because it deals with the dirty and the ugly that we don't want to look at. And
Exactly.
I felt a lot of things that I had let God down. Looking in when I was examining my soul, I felt bad because there's a lot of things that I knew that God wanted me to do, and I went in the wrong direction when I knew what direction He wanted to go. Just being disobedient. You know,
Exactly.
I was like Jonah. God was sending me one direction, and I was going to go in another direction. But like I said before, it's okay as long as you got breath in your body. It's never too late. But it's time right
Exactly.
now because we can't take time for granted. That we got time. So it's time right now to finally live your life for you, not in the eyes of somebody else, but just see how it is to live your life for you, the person that God has called you to be, and the person that you want to be in Christ and not for everybody else. It's a whole more happy environment knowing, okay, this is who God has called me to be, and this is who I actually like being. This is the
Exactly.
person that I actually like being. And sometimes the change is not really that big. It's just that all about, okay, being an adult, making your own decisions based on what God has want you to do instead of what somebody else wants you to do.
Right.
Following your dreams and goals without, people telling you can't do this. You can't do this. You can do it. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So sometimes we
Exactly.
get the wrong people in our ear, and we trying to make something happen, and they telling us all the reasons we can't, but not one reason why we can't. And that one reason why you can is because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That's the one reason why you can. So
Exactly.
for that reason, sometimes you have to walk alone with just you and God. You have to get on them spiritual journeys where it's just you and God, so you can hear nobody's voice but God. And if you got a vision and you've been trying to put that vision into place and everything has seemed like the odds against you, then I promise you it can work. It can work with the right people around you, with God in the first, the right people
Right.
around you, and with the will and the strength, it can work. All the time we've been feeling defeated because everything we try it seems to fail because we've been doing the same thing the same way every time. And I'm speaking
Exactly.
for myself. I have a lot of dreams and visions that I want to put into place, and I've been wondering why I haven't been able to make those dreams and visions come to life. But I've been doing the same thing every day. Nothing changed. So I'm not going to
Right.
get any different results. So now I realize, okay, I got to change some things. I got to move some people out, put some people in, do whatever God has called me to do, put Him
That's right.
first, and it can work. It can work.
You know what? The reason why a lot of times, and I feel where you coming from. You say that you speaking from personal experience, because I speak from personal experience too. A lot of times it be right there. It be like you in class, going back to school days. It's like you in class and the teacher asks a question. She got a math equation on the board, and she asks, "Do anybody know the answer to this question?" And you know it, but you too shame to get an answer. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You too shame to walk up to the board and solve the problem. But you know it, but you got a little doubt right there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
life be life and like that a lot of times. Like life will present something to us, and then we know the answer. Just like sitting in class, you know the answer. But now you got to get up and walk up to the board and put the ounce on the board, and guess what? When you do that, if the ounce is wrong, the kids might laugh at you.
Yeah, and
In
that's what
life,
life is. It's a fear of being wrong.
exactly. It's the fear of being
Yeah.
wrong. It's the fear, okay, if I fail, people gonna laugh at me. But
Yeah.
now, walk on up to that board of life and write that answer down.
Mhm.
You know it. The
Definitely.
things that you really want to do, the things that you really passionate about, it's a reason you really want to do those things. It's a reason you really passionate about those things because those things are placed in you as a part of your purpose. But a lot of time we be
Exactly.
afraid. Yeah, we be too afraid to, to jump to make that leap of faith.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And I've dealt with
authenticity,
fear.
huh?
I've dealt with fear as well. Because fear,
Yeah,
I think one of the biggest fears with mostly everybody is public speaking. So we've all dealt with fear in some type, way, shape, form, or fashion. And like you said, the fear of being wrong, the fear of being like you're gonna let somebody in, the fear, all of these fears is within us. But God didn't give us the fear, the power of fear. He didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So
exactly.
we can overcome the fears. We can overcome the fears. One step by step. That's one thing about God. He's gonna lead you every step of the way. Not gonna leave you alone. So there's gonna be consequences. There's gonna be circumstances that you're gonna have to overcome. But with the faith, if you just got that mustard seed grain of faith, then you still can do it. We can do it.
Exactly.
It's just that we let, and me as well, all this time in my life, I've let, if I got coming up into one obstacle, when I'm willing to quit. Okay, forget it. Okay, forget it. I've done that all my life just because
Yeah,
I don't want to cross the bridges and go up the mountains and climb. We have to do those things sometimes. We
exactly.
have to do those things sometimes. Life is not going to be easy. God never promised us it will be easy, but He did say, "I will never leave you or forsake you." So during these times, there's going to be some time. There's going to be still some trying times, but as long as you trust in God, you got Him first, then you'll be okay. You'll
And
be
you know
okay.
what?
Where's your
You know why? You know why it's hard to live outside of who you are and why it's so easy to live as your true authentic self. It's easy to live as your true authentic self simply because the truth got a natural energetic frequency. That means when you living in your truth, that's why I say if you be authentic, you're gonna automatically be awesome. That's why people don't want you to be
exactly?
authentic. People don't want you being who you supposed to be. People don't want you doing who you supposed to do. I'm gonna say doing what you supposed to do. I think that's why the culture set up the way it is to point
Yeah,
young black men to prison, to point young black men to drugs, to point young black men, not just black men, I'm just using black men because I'm a black man.
yeah, yeah.
To point young black men into hypersexuality. Now, don't get me wrong, I love
Mhm.
pussy, but I'm talking about hypersexuality to the point
Yeah,
where it's
we
just
know.
pussy, 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 pussy. What- but so when you everything in our culture points us away from living our truth. So we begin to, like I said, act these roles out. And then our soul, the way God designed our soul, is going to naturally reject or resist deception. Meaning this right here, when you lying to your soul, that's heavy on your soul. That's why the Bible say that all
Definitely is.
liars will have their part. Yeah, that's why the Bible say all liars will have their part in the lake that burn with fire. He didn't say all killers. He didn't say
Yeah,
all cheaters. He didn't say all robbers or thieves. He said all liars because the soul is going to naturally resist deception. When we live a false
definitely.
life, when we live false lives, that's going to create internal tension. It's gonna be heavy. It's because our deeper self, no matter how much we lie to people, our deeper self, our inner self know the truth.
Yeah.
We can't we now after we lie to ourselves for so long, we'll start believing the lie. Our conscious mind will, but our soul is gonna forever know the truth. And that's why our conscious come in at. That's why when we do bullshit, that's why our conscious whoop us, because our conscious let us know that you don't supposed to be doing this.
Exactly.
You don't, you don't supposed to be doing this because our soul know. It knows. These masks
It's
we wear,
definitely.
huh?
I said, yeah, it definitely knows. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, and these masks that we wear, they gonna block our spiritual clarity. When we pretend to be somebody else, we gonna disconnect from our inner guidance. We got a GPS system on the inside of us. And when we were kids, that's what we operated by. But then, you know, I want to be this when I grow up. People gonna say, no, you can't be that, because guess what? It ain't none of them in that environment. You get what I'm saying? If you say
Yeah.
you want to be, you say you want to be the president of the United States, but you ain't never seen the president of a bank or been around the president of a bank. So how can your mind actually, or how can the people around you mind even relate to what you saying you want to be the president of the United States? You see what I'm saying? They gonna
Yeah.
catch
Yeah.
hell relate.
Definitely.
They gonna catch hell relating to that because they don't
They
see
are
no
because they don't
example of that.
understand.
Right.
Yeah. And they don't understand the unknown. The thing about it is sometimes people, I mean, they don't necessarily do it sometimes on purpose. Sometimes maybe, but not all the time. Sometimes they could still have your best interest at heart and think they're doing the right thing. But
Right.
it's just the blind leading the blind.
E-
It's just like Job,
Exactly.
when Job was tested and he had the wrong people around him, even his wife say curse God and die. But
Exactly.
the thing about it is um God understands and he knows your heart. He knows you to the fullest, and every hair on your head is numbered. So he knows you. And just like the song, He Knows My Name, God knows you. He don't only know your name, he knows your mind, body, and soul. So if you want anybody, if there's anybody that can tell you or put you on the right track, it's him. With no
Exactly.
doubt in mind. With no doubt in mind. No hesitation, no doubt in mind. So sometimes we follow all the wrong things. We're looking for love, but we're looking for it in all the wrong places. And
Right.
sometimes that's why I say I had to go back to my very first love, meaning God, because sometimes on this journey, you chasing something that you never find in other people, in other things, and you can't
Right.
find it there. So you have to go back to your first love, which is God, and allow him to do what he do in your life. God is going to do what
Exactly.
he going to do, but we're going to have to do what we're supposed to do as well. And so in my life right now, on the journey that I'm on right now, that's what I'm doing. Because it's been an ugly road. It's been an ugly road, but it's never too late. It's never too
Right.
late for God to say, okay, are you ready? Because God's been ready. He wait on us to get ready. He waits on us
Exactly.
to get ready. He's been ready. So are you ready for this journey now? So now I'm looking at it. Okay, I got to, do some different things than what I've been doing every day. I can't get up with the same old mindset. I'm gonna do this way, everything just like I usually do it. No, I'm gonna have to change my mindset. So now I get up with a spirit, with a scripture in mind, of what my day is gonna be like. What do I expect 5 years from now?
Exactly.
You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You can't just be, going with life without a plan. And try and implement that plan. And you can do it. Stop thinking we can't do it. Discouragement, doubt, all of those things make us think there's more than just us right now that's got a vision in their mind and they want to implement it so bad. but they're
Yeah.
scared because of fear, doubt, or that they just can't do it because that's what they've been told so much. And they're around a bunch
Exactly.
of negative people that's not doing anything either. Sometimes you got to put yourself around more positive people that's doing stuff in life, the same things that you want to do, or the same place that you're
Exactly.
trying to get into. So, but it can be done. Don't never let nobody poison your mind that you can't do something. Because as long as you got God in your life, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And I know that to be true. So that's why my journey now has taken a different toll. Because I know where I'm going now. I know I'm going to get there. Because I'm no longer following the old crystal ways that people
Right.
wanted me to be, but I'm following the ways of God, in the ways of Christ. So I know that I can't go wrong on this journey that I'm going on now. Now I'm not saying I'm not going to make mistakes still.
We all gonna
We're
make
still going to make
mistakes.
mistakes. Yeah.
Right.
But you just have to get up. You have to get up and keep going. You have to get up and keep
You,
going.
you know what? You said some interesting things right there. You brought up God, who is the cornerstone. He the foundation of everything. But they point our eyes away from God. Or either they make God something that he's not, so it can turn our hearts away from him. And then as far as us believing in ourselves, that belief that we had, that fearlessness we had as kids, it started, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, they started to take that away from us early. We go to school and you got this strict structure. And I'm not against school, but I'm just saying you got this strict structure. And I think school is designed to just create workers.
Yes.
I don't think school is designed to create free thinkers because they got a set curriculum, and that curriculum is supposed to form your mind and point your mind in a specific direction. And I think that specific direction that school points your mind into is being a worker ant for the rest of your life. Work your ass off and then die. Don't get a
Yeah.
chance to really enjoy the spoils of your labor. Just work your ass off and then die. And then that's with school. It starts with school. So instead of us saying, "Well, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur," now school gonna tell you, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Get you a job and work your ass off. And ain't nothing wrong with a job. Let me say that. But what I'm saying is this: it don't promote entrepreneurship. It don't promote free thinking. It don't promote God. Even when you go to church, because like I said,
Yeah.
school is the beginning of it. Then church too. Because church
Yeah.
operates like this. Church put fear in you. You going to
Mm-hmm.
hell if you do this. You
Yeah.
can't do this. You can't do that. And that right there to a child's mind, I don't think that's I don't think that's in a child's best interest to just say what you can't do. Now, what about what you can do? What about telling the kids what they can do? Stop telling them they going to hell if they do this at such an early age. If you're gonna teach them
Mm.
and then looking outside of themselves, praying up to the sky, to a big war dad in the sky. The kingdom of heaven is within us. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within me. Every time Jesus got ready to do a miracle in the Bible, guess what? He looked within. He looked within. He blessed the bread. He looked within. He turned water to wine. He looked within. God is within us. They don't want us to know that. They want us to look somewhere else for God. They want us to go to TD Jakes church for God. They want us to go to Benny Hinn church for healing. All of that exists within you. And when you align yourself, when you become your authentic self, when you align yourself with the purpose of the Most High God, you have access to all that. Because at that point, you're a king, you're a citizen of the kingdom. So you got access to everything that God promised you. Now, when you're not aligned with your true authentic self, you are no you don't have access to those rights. That's just like here in America. As a citizen, you got certain rights. If you get locked up, if you catch a felony charge and get locked up, you lose some of those rights. God's kingdom work the same way. When you break those spiritual laws, you lose some of your rights as a citizen. You lose them. But long as you abide by his laws, his spiritual law, all of those particular rights, they're yours. And you can exercise them at will. And he gonna honor you exercising those rights.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
into yeah. The more honest, the more honest we are with ourselves, the clearer our inner voice become. And most of us can't be honest with ourselves. Me and you was talking about this before. You look in the mirror, but we look in the mirror superficially. You know, you might look in the mirror to wash your face. You might look in the mirror to, apply your makeup. If you're a man, you might look in the mirror to shape your beard up but that's superficially. Ain't too many people can stare into their own eyes while they looking in the mirror. That ain't easy to do. To actually stand in the mirror and look and stare into your own eyes, which is the windows to your soul, to stare into those eyes and to ask yourself, okay, who am I? Why am I this person? How did I become this person? And stare into that mirror for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, for however long, but not just 1 minute. And really seek, look deeply into your eyes, look deeply into your soul and ask these questions. Ask these questions. You can't get the answer. And the more honest you are with yourself, that's when your inner voice gonna start becoming crystal clear. You can't hear your inner voice. You can't hear the voice of God. Even in the Bible, it tells you to be still and know that I am the Lord. Even with Job, God told him to be still. God spoke from the whirlwind. He told him to be still and question me. A lot of us think that we can't question God. God told Job, he spoke from the whirlwind. And he said, question me, and I'll make it known to you. We was taught, no, you can't question God. But then I read that and I said, well, yes, I can. I can ask him a question. And he said he'll answer me. See, a lot of the things that we were taught, it goes against our authenticity. And that's why I think these lessons are very important because, like I said, ain't nobody promoting authenticity. Don't nobody promote your personal walk with God. Everybody promoting that we all supposed to have the same walk. That's not how it operates. Because anybody with children know that each one of your relationships with each one of your children is different. It's based on that particular child. You know your child just like God know you. So your walk gonna be personal. It ain't gonna resemble the next person walk. Now it's certain markers, and you made this point. It's certain markers that if you say you're a child of God, that you should resemble him, just like a physical father. If he have a child and he's a black man, that child come out white, huh?
Yeah.
He gonna be like, whoa, huh?
That's gonna be some unanswered questions.
Yeah, hey, look. You remember on the movie Life? You remember on the movie Life?
Yeah.
That baby, the white girl baby came out black.
Yeah.
The daddy like to have a stroke because he know, hold on now. This is impossible. So yeah, it's the same way, like you said, with God. If God is your heavenly Father, well, that means what? You supposed to resemble him, right?
Definitely.
And that means you and your sibling in Christ y'all gonna resemble each other, but y'all ain't gonna look just alike.
Definitely.
People think all of us supposed to be carbon copies. All of us supposed to be clones. All of us supposed to look just alike. All of our walks with God supposed to be identical. That's not true. Your walk with God is supposed to be personal to you. What he's telling you, that's what he's telling you. And long as it's righteous, you not hurting nobody, you edified, okay. Long as you doing unto others as you would have them to do unto you, long as you loving your neighbor like you love yourself, you done checked all the boxes. Jesus said that himself. Yeshua said that himself. He said that all the 10 commandments, all you got to do is, guess what? Love your neighbors, you love yourself. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And you done covered everything. Most of us can't do that. It's hard to do that at times.
Definitely.
You know? What you got to add to that?
You got that one pretty much covered right there.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah, you
we're gonna
covered that one.
continue. Okay, well, we're gonna continue. We're gonna get back to the mask. I think we
What?
all wear the
All the
mask
masks?
that we wear. Yeah, the
Yeah.
mask that we wear, because I think we all wear masks to a certain degree. Well, I think we all have to wear different hats, different caps in the world. Like you got to wear the cap of a mother. You got to wear the cap of a daughter, of a sister, of a aunt, of a when you go to work, or employee, or when you own your own business as an employer. We have to wear different hats, and a lot of us in life we wear different masks, and that's not a good thing. We have to peel these masks off, these masks that we learn to put on throughout our lives. We have to learn to take these masks off in order to reveal our true identity, to reveal our true face. We done been ashamed of our true identity for too long. When we pretend to be somebody else, like I said, the inner guidance, it can't connect. God can't connect with that. You're not being who he created you to be. We're ashamed of who God created us to be. They got us being ashamed of who God created us to be, and that's crazy. We want to impress the people. We want to impress the creation instead of impressing the creator. They got us dead blind. They got us dead ass backwards that we want to impress the creation instead of the creator. That's crazy. And when you be your true self, I think you're gonna well, I ain't gonna say I know you're gonna be magnetized. When you be your true self, you're gonna magnetize like-minded people. They're gonna be drawn to you. The team that you need, they're gonna be drawn to you. When you being fake, only thing that you can attract is fake people. When you being fake, the only thing you can attract is fake people. And because it's hard for a fake person to be in the presence of an authentic person, a person that's living in their truth. It's hard for it because, the darkness hate the light. And authenticism is light. Whenever you see somebody, like you could take a preacher. Whenever you see a preacher living what he preaching, that hit different than a preacher just up there running his mouth. That's just like me. I let it be known. I'm not a preacher. Um, I'm a journeyman. I'm journeying from ignorance to enlightenment, to empowerment. And all that can only come through God. I can't lean on my own understanding on that because I'm a fuck it up. And I have to be honest with myself in that area because I done messed up so many times in life. You know, self reflection and being honest with ourselves. You know, then we got a blind spot that exists. So sometimes it's good to talk to other people so they can bounce some ideas your way and let you see that, okay, let you see shit that you probably couldn't see. That's why some people go to psychologists and psychiatrists because this person's their eyes supposed to be trained, their ears supposed to be trained to see and hear your problems, and then they supposed to be able to give you some insight and show you some things about yourself that you might be blind to. In the Catholic Church, they call it confession. You go confess your sin to the preacher at the Catholic Church. We have to find like-minded people, but when you being your authentic self, you're gonna attract like-minded people. When you being fake, you're gonna attract a lot of more fake people. That's just, people gonna naturally gravitate toward people who are real and genuine. When you think about your neighborhood, this person might not be rich or nothing, but that person might just be down to earth, real and genuine. Everybody like them. Everybody drawn to them. They don't have the money, they don't have the cars, they don't have all that. But what they do have is authenticity. They living in their truth. And I don't think nothing greater than that. We put all the emphasis on the material things. The person that got the material things. That's what we place our emphasis on. Those are those are the people that we glorify, the people that got the material things. When in all actuality, the people who live in a truth, those are the people that we need to be praising sometime. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody on the playback. What you say, Miss Crystal?
I was just agreeing. I said definitely.
Okay, I've been running my mouth too long. Come on now, you can tap in. I ain't trying to hog the stage. You can tap in whenever you get ready.
I know you're doing a good job. I'm just listening right now. That's it.
Okay, because I don't want to,
Yeah.
seem like yeah. Because
No, you good.
You my co-host, and you've been doing your thing too.
You good.
Your authentic self is the real blueprint. Your authentic self. I remember when I was I used to I done different types of carpentry work. I done laid bricks. I done did some roofing, sheetrock, flooring, a lot of different things. But in order to build a house, in order to build a structure, you got to have a blueprint. And not only do you have to have a blueprint, the foreman gonna have to be able to read that blueprint. Now, when we live in our authentic selves, that's your blueprint. It's within your authentic self. God placed it in you when you came to this earth. It's already in your soul. That's your divine blueprint. It represents the unique way that you was designed to think, speak, and express life. That's your divine blueprint. And a lot of us, like we were saying earlier, that blueprint, we know how to read it as a child. But a lot of the influences from outside of us, it tell us that no, you don't read that like that. No, that ain't what that mean. No, you can't do that like that. But you know as a child that this is what my blueprint said. This is what my blueprint say, but you hear that so much. No, that ain't how that go. You don't supposed to do it like that. You can't do it like that. No, you can do it just like that. It might look unorthodox to other people. It's supposed to look unorthodox to other people. Anything great that ever was created. Think about the Wright brothers when they was trying to build the first airplane. I know people say, man, they crazy. Or think about when they built the first car or the first telephone, the first light bulb. The people that saw that was like, man, they crazy. Because they doing something that people ain't never seen. Just like when Noah built the ark, God gave him a specific blueprint for that ark. Just like he gave us a specific blueprint for our lives. But instead of us following that particular blueprint, now we take a little bit off here, we add a little bit there. And now what this supposed to look like, it don't look nothing like it's supposed to look. And because it don't look the way it's supposed to look, the way the Most High God commanded us to build it so it'll look a specific way, he can't use that vessel. He can't use that vessel. How can he use the vessel when he gave us the blueprint and we didn't follow it? When the blueprint, those specific measurements was for specific reasons. I need 2 of everything. Okay, so you cut corners there, you cut corners there. So now you can't even get 2 of everything within that arc. Because you cut corners, because you did not go by the blueprint. Our authentic selves is our divine blueprint. It's right there. And when we live authentically, the illusions that was given to us by the world, they're going to dissolve. They're going to fade away. All the false expectations, all the social pressures, the peer pressure, all the artificial identities, they're going to begin to lose power over our lives. Those illusions. A lot of the things that we think we can't do, we learn that from our environment. And you could do it the whole time. Our environment crippled us, telling us, oh, no, you can't do that. Like you just said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The world gonna tell me I can't do this. The world gonna tell you you can't do that. But greater is he that is in me, greater is he that is in you than he that is in his word. And we got to start believing on that and start, instead of believing in our own strength and in our own might. Because your own strength and your own might, it's only going to take you so far. And when we lose that strength and we lose that might, all we got is God. Like you said, that lonely road, I done traveled that lonely road. You don't see nobody on it. You walking by yourself. But during that time of
And wait for a few passengers every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then. Yep, every now and then.
Road. Yeah.
That's that narrow road.
Mm-hmm.
But while we on that road, the good thing about it is you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your ability to endure. You learn about your ability to persevere. A lot of learning on that lonely road. And a lot of people break down on that lonely road. And ain't nothing wrong with breaking down on that lonely road. But after you break down, you're going to have to get back up and continue that journey. Now, you don't break down and stay down. You break down to continue that journey. When I look at the life of, when I look at the life of Jesus, I mean, I learn a lot. It's just so much wisdom within his life. But he was crucified. He was buried and he was resurrected. And in order for us to awaken into our true, authentic self, we're going to have to go through the same process. You're going to have to be crucified. You're going to have to be buried. And only then can you experience your resurrection into your true self. Man, you talked about that before. That's being born again. The resurrection of your mind, the resurrection of your soul, not necessarily your physical body. That resurrection of your physical body, that's going to take place too. But right here on this earth, we have to experience our own death, burial, and resurrection. Not a physical one, like I said, a spiritual one, a mental one. And only then can we live as citizens, as true citizens of the kingdom of the Most High God. And that's what he's calling us to be. That's what he's calling us to do. You know, authenticity is going to align the inner world and the outer world. And that's like one of the problems I done had. I know what my inner world say, but then the outer world is saying something totally different. The inner world pulling me one way, the outer world pulling me another way. It's like when you pray, or it's like when you meditate. It's just like when Moses went up on the mountaintop and God gave him the 10 Commandments. That was a beautiful situation for Moses. It was frightening, I'm sure, but it was also beautiful. Now he got these 10 Commandments written on these tablets. But now he got to leave the top of the mountain and go back down where the people at. And when he did, debauchery. They going crazy down there. And so he threw the tablets down to the ground and broke them. Why? Because the inner world up there on that mountain, communing with the Most High God. Then you come down to where the people at. And you see all this lewdness and this debauchery. So you throw the commandments down. Moses broke the commandments. That's what it means to me. God had told, because I done it. God tell me something in secret. He tell me something in private. He tell me something doing prayer. He tell me something doing meditation. And then when I come up out of meditation or prayer and I come back into the three-dimensional world, I might break those. I have broken those commands. Just given to me by the Most High God. I come down off that mountain and I have broken those commands, and I think we all do that as well. I think we do. But the truth it's gonna stabilize your spirit. The truth gonna stabilize your spirit. These lies, they have us all over the place. We over here looking for it. We over there looking for it. Now we exhausted. We tired. Because what we looking for is on the inside of us. It's the truth that lays inside of us. When we find it, it's just like in the Bible. When you find that pearl in that field, you sell everything you got to purchase that field so you can get that pearl. That's the same thing about our true authentic selves. You got to sell everything you got to purchase that pearl. Everything you thought that meant something to you in life, you'll realize that most of it really didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing. They told us that, like when I was young, get you a pair of Jordans. Go to school, you the shit. Huh? Get you a pair of Jordans. And you go to school, yeah, you the man. Huh? You get older. You get older. Okay, now you're gonna have to get you a car. Now it's the houses. And all those things are good. Because if you seek first the kingdom of God, all these things will be added to you. And the Most High God want us to have those things. But he don't want us to think that these things are what make us. These are the things that make us great. I want some money. I want a big bag. But I want a big bag so I can do some real big good things for people. It ain't necessarily about me. You know, it ain't necessarily about me. You know, if we want to know our purpose, a lot of times we're gonna have to find it through living authentically. That's why a lot of us don't know our purpose. That's why I lost my purpose. Because I wasn't living authentically. And I look at that and I be like, man, bro, you could have done a lot of different things. And I don't cry over spilled milk because I understand also that the life I done lived, they were the ingredients for God to bring me fully into my purpose. So if you done made a mistake out there, understand this. If you done made a million mistakes out there, God can use those mistakes as ingredients. Like, for instance, me going to prison. I did 18 years in prison and all. But all that time, those are ingredients. 5 years in the hole, those are ingredients. Now, I can withstand long periods of solitude because of that. Different things you done been through in your life, they give you the ability for the next chapter of your life to be stronger. If you done been broke down and God brought you back from that, guess what? You stronger than ever now. You stronger than ever now. When you working out, you got to break those muscles down before you can build those muscles up. Yeah, when you work, that's why you sore the next day. That's why you so sore. Because you done broke those muscles down. And sometimes in life, God have to break us down and he have to humble us. And the reason why he have to do that, so he can strip away that ego that done been dictating our lives. And when you strip away that ego, that false sense of self, the person we've been masquerading as our whole life, when you strip away that ego, then you can get to your true authentic self. And when you get to that point, like I always say, you can be awesome. Because authenticity is a form of spiritual freedom. You ain't got to be imprisoned by other people's expectations. Most of us been in prison a long time. I'm talking about the imprisonment of other people's expectations. A lot of time we scared to break outside of those expectations because people gonna point their fingers and say, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? You live in your truth. Ain't nothing wrong with you. It's what's right with you now. Huh? In the last days, the first gonna be last and the last gonna be first. So everything is flipped upside down. When you live in your fake self, everybody applauds you. Yay, you doing it. Okay, yeah, you doing it. When you live in your true self, they're gonna point the finger at you. What's wrong with you? No, it's what's right with you. That's the real question. Or should I say that's the real statement?
Yes.
Come on, tap in. We got the lovely Miss Crystal Diamond as the co-host, and I've been running my mouth too much. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody on the playback. I am your host, Mr. Authentic, aka Timbo Pain. Tap in, Crystal.
Huh? Oh, no, you're doing a good job. I'm just listening. I mean,
Okay,
I
you
just come in on the last statement you said. The last statement you said. You know, yeah, it was a point in my life where faking it. People are happy as long as you faking it, but when you actually start making it, that's when the problem starts. And I said, I
exactly,
don't no longer want to fake it. I want to make it. So when you
exactly.
make it, that's when you're gonna see a whole different side of people. But as long as you just going along to get along and you got that mask on, everything's good. But no, I'm just enjoying the show. So you just continue on.
Okay, again, salute to my lovely co-host, Miss Crystal Diamond. But yeah, we talking about authenticity today, and I am an authenticity. I, I'm an authenticist. I'm an authenticist. That's what we talking about today. But yeah, you when you become authentic, those chains, those bars, those walls that done had you incarcerated all these years, you free now. You liberated. You can actually be yourself. You know, then your presence, when you authentic, your presence become powerful. Because anything that is genuine, anything that is authentic, take a real diamond, take a real diamond, take a cubic zirconium. They look alike, but the cubic zirconium is not a diamond. And so it can't withstand the pressure that a diamond can stand. It ain't as tough as a diamond. It shines as good as a diamond though. And see, when we authentic, we the same way because we consolidated. All of our energy is consolidated into one purpose. Right now, our purpose is going all over the place. We all over the place. So it ain't no focus there. And wherever it ain't no focus, it ain't no power. But when you authentic, you become powerful. Huh? You become very powerful. Your presence, it feel real and it feel trustworthy. Think about it. You go around certain people and you naturally trust them. You go around certain people and you feel dis-ease. You don't trust them. It's something about them. Something ain't right. Your spirit telling you that because it's picking up the deception within them. Something off about them. But when a person authentic, you can trust their word. You know you can leave money around them. You know you can leave your significant other around them. You can do those things. Most people you can't do that with in this world because you know that, hey, they'll do something. They'll move something now. I want to get to the point where I'm living in my authentic truth. I'm living my authentic life. And to the point where my life become my message. I'm running my mouth right now, but I want to get to the point where I ain't gotta say nothing a person can look at my life and understand my message. And that's why I'm studying my life right now. I'm studying my life so I can use that information to become authentic. And once I become authentic, my authentic life should become my message to the point where I ain't got to say nothing. Instead of preaching truth, I'll personify truth. I'll embody truth. I'm walking it like I talk it. I'm talking it like I walk it. And that's true authenticity. That's true authenticity. I'm gonna play a song, man. Y'all stay tuned. Give me a minute, and I'm gonna play a song, and we'll get back to it. Let's go.
Be authentic. Be authentic. Yeah, salute to big bro Timbo Pain. If it ain't authentic, I ain't fucking with it.
Well, I thought I was, y'all. Seems like I'm having some technical difficulties right there, so I guess not. But anyway, salute to everybody in the chat, man. And if you in the chat and if you enjoying this premium content, you supposed to know what to do, man. Give me a thumbs up. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. Beat that button up. Beat it up. And I challenge everybody out there. If you listening, I'm challenging you to take the mask off. That person inside of you that you think ain't nobody studying about, ain't nobody thinking about, somebody will be studying that person if you let the world see that person. And I know this might sound lame to a lot of y'all because ain't nobody talking about authentic. Ain't nobody talking about being authentic. People will use the word, but I'm talking about ain't nobody actually going into the realm of that because this my realm right here. This my realm right here. I'm Mr. Authentic, and I think I'm called to give these lessons. And I hope that everybody ears that these lessons fall on, I hope that you can get something out of it. I hope that you can grow from it. I hope that you can cultivate all the tools necessary for you to be the greatest version of yourself in life. And with that being said, I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer. Blessings to the chat. All praise, all honor, and glory to the Most High God. Blessing to my co-host, the lovely Miss Crystal Diamonds. I am your host, Mr. Authentic, aka Timbo Pain. Guess what, y'all? Peace.